Hello viewers, you are welcome to my channel. This is Farmer Tanto, and today I am in Limbe in the southwest region of Cameroon. And one of the amazing places that you can visit here in Limbe is the Amusement Park, Asef Amusement Park. It was created by an amazing lady, and we have come here to visit her, to hear from her how she started this amusement park that is creating a lot of attraction where children come from all over during the weekend to come and relax here and to have fun. Limbe is such an amazing town, one of the cleanest towns in Cameroon. Please, if you are new to my channel, do me a favor to subscribe and don't forget to click the notification button, share this video, like it, and anytime I post a video, you'll be able to be notified. So welcome to Limbe, and let's go to visit Mama Lizzie to hear her story, how she started this park. Hello viewers, I'm here in Limbe, and I finally got to meet the person who is behind this beautiful park, which is called the Amusement Park. And I'm here with Ma today. Ma, it's an honor to meet you. I know we've been talking over the phone, and to my greatest surprise, you were so nice to me over the phone, and I felt so honored. So my name is Farmer Tanto. I'm a grassroots environmental activist. So I would like to hear from you, Ma. What's your name and where do you come from?
Okay, I am Bob, Erenye B1, Epustani.
Okay.
And I am from the southwest region.
Okay.
Anybody who is from this area knows that Bob is Bayangi, Erenye is Bakweri. That is a kind of background. Explains a little bit about where I'm from, to answer your question directly.
Wow. So ma'am, I decided to drive all the way from Bamenda to come here to see you and to get to hear from you how you started this amazing project, the amusement park. So what is it all about?
Okay, first I'm flattered that you should have made the trip all the way. I guess there'll be other things to do, but if one of your stops was this one, then I'm feeling very honored. Actually, the park is an accident. Okay, it wasn't planned.
Okay.
At the beginning, of course.
That's right.
I explained to everybody who has asked me this question that the park, this area which I got on lease from the state, was meant for a school.
Okay.
But there were a number of difficulties with that. I had the idea that when I started the school, I would just do 2 classrooms. I'm a teacher myself. I'm a retired teacher, secondary school teacher. I retired as director of the Duala Linguistics Center because I moved from secondary school teaching to the bilingual training program. And that always been my plan to start a school as my retirement project.
Okay.
Now, when I made up my mind to begin work on that while I was still just about 10 years into my career, I began to save at that time, and my idea was to start whenever I was finally ready to start with 2 classrooms, nursery school. The following year, I used the proceeds of the previous year to do another 2 classrooms. That was my intention. But when I actually started, I spoke to the person who was delegate of primary education at the time, and he said it would be difficult for it to work like that. I had acquired this land from the state in Malfon. My target population was Limbe, and his argument was it would be very difficult for any parent living in Limbe to bring just their nursery school children to your school all the way up in Malfon, take their older children to other schools. It was going to be difficult to do.
That's right.
I needed to start the entire thing. I didn't have the money to start the entire thing. So that is when it occurred to me to talk with my dad. May he rest in peace, he's gone now. But at the time he was still here, he had this property at Botanic Garden, and I talked with him. I said, let me use this place just temporarily, and I start the school here. So that's what explains how this place was able to begin, because now I did not need to use the money I had saved to build.
That's right.
I only needed to partition, paint, and the school started.
That's right.
So it freed up the funds which I had to start at the park. I was able now to import the games, a few games. When people who came here in 2011 when we started will not believe what they see now.
Wow.
because we were barely up to 1/4 of the land which we have here occupied.
Wow.
It's over the years that it has, and it started as the playground for the school.
Okay.
That was the idea. Let me have the playground at least. Because when you have land from the state on lease, you have 3 years within which to develop.
That's right.
I don't think there are cases of people who have lost the land because they did not develop within three-year period.
That's right.
But the government reserves the right to take it back if you have not done so.
Okay.
That is develop the place.
Wow.
So I said we need to do something here. We'll start the school playground. Eventually we'll build the school and the playground will already be there. So it started out as the school playground, and then we started thinking, but well, we can make it open to other people besides the school children. They pay a token amount. That will be the way to even raise the funding that I need to build the school.
That's right.
And bit by bit, it morphed into a separate entity.
Wow.
I hadn't intended for it to be that from the beginning.
Wow.
But maybe it falls a little bit with I have twins.
Okay.
So maybe that is part of the idea of having twins continuing. Now I've got a park, I've got a school.
Wow. So now one of the best attractions in the park are flowers.
Yeah.
The lawns, the trees. So how did you get your flowers to design in the park? Do you have gardeners that work with you?
Well, yes, they come and go, but initially I had a gardener that I got from where I know a lot of those who studied under the late Dr. Francis, I can't remember.
Mbache?
Yes, I think.
Mbache?
Yes.
He was my mentor as well.
Is that right?
That's right, Dr.
Okay.
Mbache Francis.
Yes, but you know, he did a lot of work with people in my 16. He had something, he owned a garden there. He helped a lot of young boys in that area to recognize the value of and the worth of gardening.
That's right.
And how much gardening could give them by way of the means of living. And so there are a lot of them there now who are able to do landscaping for you, who can get flowers, who are nursing flowers.
Right.
So that is how initially I got the first lot. But then now they are self-propagating. We are able to get from the ones that are here to expand to go further.
Wow. So how many workers do you have here in the park?
18 permanent
workers.
workers.
Wow.
But then we have 10 part-timers.
Okay.
We come to help at weekends when the park is full and we need assistance to watch the children and things like that.
Wow. So averagely, how many visitors come to the park every week?
Every week, on an average, we'll probably say 300, 400. And it's amazing, almost all that number comes on Sundays.
Okay.
Before the crisis, it used to be Saturday and Sunday. I don't know what it is about the crisis that has made the traffic shift to Sundays. Basically, before the crisis, we could easily have up to 800, 900 people per week because people came from Douala.
Wow.
But now with the crisis there and the slowing down of the fear that they have that they are coming into a crisis zone, we don't have as many coming from out of town anymore.
Wow.
But we go beyond just the visiting. What keeps us going is the events. We manage events.
Okay.
Weddings can take place here. And that
Birthday parties.
birthday parties,
Oh, wow.
corporate outings.
Wow.
We spread our activity. So the activity is not just what is in the park right now, it's what the park is capable of giving by way of serving as venue for events and things like that.
So it's like you've prepared well for your retirement, and I would like to, what can you advise, your colleagues who are out there, who are still thinking how their retirement will look like, what kind of activities they would like to do at retirement? What advice would you have for them?
Well, generally you will do something that is related to your profession, okay? I mean, because that is where you're most at ease, that is where you have your greatest knowledge. But there are other things too. I mean, you could decide that you've had enough of the profession you spend your life on and go now into poultry, agricultural activities, things like that, because they will take you away from the usual thing that you've been familiar with over the years. But the crucial thing is to start early. Start from day one. If you have your mind on whatever it is, even without knowing for sure what you're going to do, start saving, right? Because then you have the financial resources available to begin. Because the banks don't come to you with assistance as a startup. They want to see you having started something already.
That's right.
Then they can come in and help, you can support, when they see that you've begun something.
That's right.
But if you go and tell them, I have this idea, I would like to do this and that, maybe you can be lucky and get assistance with that kind of scenario.
That's right.
Chances are very slim.
Wow.
They are more likely to support an ongoing activity which they can in which they can see potential for growth.
That's right.
And that is kind of it. So you need to have your own, if no matter how small, if what you want to do is has got potential for growth, you start small and you grow. This park was 1/4 the size it is now when we started.
So now, Mama, what is the full meaning of ASEF, Amusement?
ASEF stands for Aunt Lizzie's Christian Educational Foundation.
Okay.
Aunt Lizzie is my mom.
Okay.
She is the teacher in the family. She had other sisters who taught as well. She was a teacher, and in a way, the inspiration was teacher at primary school, all right. But she was an excellent teacher. I mean, I don't want to talk about my mom in a way that, because obviously I'm not going to say what is. There are other people who will testify to the kind of person she was.
That's right.
And yes, she's the inspiration for this. There are a lot of people who assume that Aunt Lizzie is me. No, it's my mom.
Wow. Wow, that's so amazing. You know, I also hear you have a school. You know, you mentioned about your school, and it was so amazing, you know, because today I was at your school to present my story. I am farmer, growing an environmental movement in Cameroon, and it's so mind-blowing what you're doing, because I'm advocating for environmental protection, and you're already doing a lot. And it's our dream to seize such kind of paths replicated all over the country, so that children can be reconnected back to nature for leisure, so that they can feel nature. Congratulations, ma'am, for what you're doing. It's really contributing to nation building, and we hope that other ladies, other women out there will be able to emulate what you have done, and we want to see more parks created all over. So thank you so much, Mama. It was really an honor to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much.